Alice, I'm going to quote you because you have said, color is the language of creativity and composition is the foundation of a great painting. Everybody who is an emerging, aspiring artist wants to know, do you ever botch up a painting? And how do you fix it and make sure that your color and your composition work? I mean, what happens if they don't work? How do these, what do you tell somebody who's...
It's not a sin to start over, okay? And you can always put gesso or cover your mistakes and use the canvas again when it's dry. I fervently believe in the magic that happens between an artist and the canvas when you're hard at work, when you're not worried about what other people are going to think about the painting, when there's no pressure on you except that you want to create something beautiful. And so therefore, I can start over 1,000,000 times. It's not a loss.
Well, you say color is the language of creativity. I've actually seen you paint an entire background of a piece red and then start, I mean, where is the color creativity? How do you get, because you use all these beautiful colors that clearly the cheetah's not lavender, but in your pieces, he's beautiful. So where do you get the inspirational, how do you get your language? I mean, where does that come from?
Okay, well, painting the entire canvas a color like red came about because I had a French friend, Kelleghan, who used to say, Elise, you waste so much paint. Well, Constantine said to me, hey, come on, spend $10 worth of paint to create a $10,000 painting. So, to appease my French friend, and so that I didn't waste paint, I started covering the canvas up with leftover paint because I'm very impatient, and you're supposed to work all over the canvas. You don't finish one thing, so I would leave lots of holes of white from a white canvas. And that was very time consuming to go back and mix the proper color in the proper way to cover up these little white holes. So if I painted the canvas in a neutral color or even in a hot red color, the red would poke through and it would create vibrancy, electricity, and passion.
Oh, neat. Well, I often wondered. Now, do you draw your pieces out? Do you sketch them out, or do you start to paint with paint? Do you draw them out?
I always sketch, but I learned from the Chateaus to sketch in oil paint, and so I usually sketch either in yellow ochre if it's on a white canvas, or I'll take blue and white, or I'll take gradient and white on a colored canvas. But I think drawing is the foundation of a good painting, and so therefore you have to draw first, then you paint, then you redraw, then you paint, then you redraw again, then you paint. And this goes on and on until the end of the canvas.
So really there could be botching all along the way and you just paint over it and just continue on.
Because as you see more and more of your subject, you are more and more sure of the lines you draw. So the first lines you draw might be pretty good, but not great. The second line's better, the third line's even better, and so on.